students. I am your class teacher Dr. Hilal Ahmed. Today we are going to discuss about what is sexual reproduction. Till now we have seen what are the main features we see in the asexual reproduction and what are the different modes of asexual reproduction, and it was finished almost till vegetative propagation. Okay, let us see what is sexual reproduction. Although we had a small introduction before itself regarding this what is sexual reproduction, let me discuss it again so that we can move forward. Okay, sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction which involves in which we have two sexes are involved. Okay, in sexual reproduction two sexes are involved, so different types of, that's male and female sex involved. So male and female sex is involved here. Then the male from the side, it can give the male gamete, as in case of animals we call it as sperm, while at the female side, we have the female gamete, so we call it as ova or egg. Okay, thus the two major processes, that is the formation of gametes and fusion of gametes, constitute the sexual reproduction. So in this sexual reproduction, the gametes which we discussed here, that is sperm and egg, these are called gametes, or we call them as germinal cells. Okay, these cells are produced unlike the cells we have in our body. Okay, in our body different types of cells we can say other than sex cells which are produced. So these cells here, what we have actually, so these sperm and egg cells, which are the gamete cells, these are produced through the a process of cell division that is called meiosis. Okay, because that we have two types of cell divisions, one is mitosis and the second one is meiosis. In mitosis, what we see, mitosis is called equational division. Here one parent cell, it is just divided into two cells which get equal number of chromosomes as well in the parent cell. This is cell number 1 and cell 2. Okay, but in case of meiosis, what we see, each cell just produces, one mother produces 4 different cells. Okay, so the process of meiosis, one cell division is over, will be having 4 which are produced. So unequational division. Unequational division means each cell is getting half the number of chromosomes which were present in the mother cell, only half will be given to the new cell. Okay, so this sperm and egg formation also takes place by the process of meiosis, which is an unequational division of cell division. Reproduction promotes the diversity of the characters of this offsprings. Diversity of characters is here variation. Variation is significance. It is a significant part in case of meiosis. What is variation? Variation means a small change which took place from the parents to the progeny. Okay, a small change which took place from parents to the progeny. This variation is very important significance of sexual reproduction. Okay, then this is one point, one important significance. We can see the next thing is here the combination of genes takes place. Combination of genes takes place in case of sexual reproduction. How combination we can say? So how we are talking the combination takes place? The combination takes place because when we see the zygote formation. So zygote, what is zygote? Zygote is nothing. The zygote is just the cell which was formed after the fusion of male cell and female cell. Okay, so when the zygote formation takes place, the combination of genes takes place. It is brought together by the gametes. This reduces the increase of genetic variation. Here also we can have the possibility of genetic variation. Then this sexual reproduction plays a prominent role in the origin of new species. So what do we mean by this term, origin of new species? Here in this origin of new species means just the speciation. The term we can use here is speciation, that you can see in the higher classes. Speciation means the formation of or the origin of new species which takes place because of the variation that is the result of this combination of genes from two parents. One is male and another is female parent of the same population. Okay, then we have the sexual mode of that we are discussing now. It incorporates the process of combining the DNA from two different individuals during the. So actually what happens? The combination, the variation, and the formation of new characters we can see by the combining the characters of parents. This is all something happening, that is the combination of DNA of the both parents takes place. So these were the significance of this modes of reproduction, the sexual reproduction. Now let us discuss about the sexual reproduction that is in our book also. We have to discuss about this sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. So what do we mean by sexual reproduction in plants? It means, is there a sexual reproduction also taking place in plants? Yes, of course, because in the last lecture there are different ways of vegetative propagation. This vegetative propagation is a mode of asexual reproduction only. Okay, but we have here some group of plants. They are called the angiosperms. What are they called? Angiosperms. These angiosperms it is a phylum comprising of the flowering plants. In angiosperms, what we have? We have flowering plants. These flowering plants are called angiosperms also. Here, what happens? The gametes, that is the male and female gamete we are talking about. These gametes are produced the flower. Okay, these are produced within the flower, and one important thing is the ovules in them. They are enclosed in a carpel. So we will come to know this ovule. Actually, it is the main part of the seed. It is enclosed by the carpel. So we do not have naked seeds here. So the ovule is here enclosed. Okay. Now let's move to the sexual reproduction in case of flowering plants. We see that in the flowering plants, when we are talking about flowering plants, Flowering, that is the plants which bear flowers, and flowers are the main source of their reproduction. In this plant, the sexual reproduction takes place by using different steps. For example, number one step, we have reproductive parts. Reproductive parts are involved, which are located in the flower. So this is the first thing we have to know about the reproductive parts. Okay, in reproductive parts we can see stamens are there. Stamens and carpel, CARPEL. Stamen and carpel are the main reproductive parts of the flower, which contain germ cells. Okay. The next point, the male organ of flower, we call it as stamen, STAMEN. So we have the male part of the flower, that is called stamen, and the stamen only makes the male gamete. It only makes the male gamete. Okay, yeah. So this is very important part of the plant, because in male gamete only we have the male gametes are present in a specialized structure that is called the pollen grain. So pollen grain, I hope all of us know this. What is a pollen grain? These are the small microscopic structures which come in the form of dust. When you dust a flower, you will find that some small, if you see them under the microscope, we'll find that they have a specialized structure. So these pollens, inside the pollen we have the male germ cell. Okay, then we have the female part of the flower, that is female organ of the flower. The female organ of flower is what? Is called carpel. It is called carpel, and this carpel is also named as pistil. Okay, it makes the female gametes. And where are these female gametes present? As the male gametes were present in the pollen grain, these female gametes are present in the ovule. Where they are present? Sorry. So these female gametes, they are present in the ovule. Okay. So we have the female organ of the plant is called carpel. This carpel we it as pistil also, and this female gametes which are produced by this carpel are present inside the ovule part of the flower. Okay. Then next thing we want to discuss is the male gametes present in the pollen grains. So as I said, we have the pollen grains. In pollen grains we have the male gametes. They have to fertilize with the female gametes. They have to fertilize with the female gametes. So this female gamete we also call it as egg cell. So they have to fertilize with this egg cell, which is present on the female part of the flower. You understand? So when we are talking about flower, it means each and every flower has a male part and it has a female part also. Am I right? No, it is not correct always for all the flowers. It is not correct for always for all flowers. You may have seen these like structures. This can be the male part of the flower, that is the stamen, and this can be the female part of the flower, that can be called as carpel. But this is not always the case. Okay, or we call it as pistil also. Some flowers we have how the sexes are present in the same flower. Okay, So they are called bisexual flowers. Okay, but flowers where we have do not have like this situation, both the parts, male and female flower, are different. That we have a male flower separately, a female separately on the same tree or on the other tree. That so it is called what? We call them as unisexual flower. It is having one sex. Okay. Now here what happens? Pollen and they have to what is say fertilize. Now we can term here fertilize. Fertilization. Now what is fertilization? Yeah, fertilization is a simple term. Actually, fertilization means the fusion of, when the fusion of and female cell takes place, okay, to form the zygote. Okay, zygote is the resultant cell which comes after when male and female gamete is just fused. This overall process is called fertilization. What is called fertilization in case of we see in case of plants. Okay, the fertilization, after this fertilization is over, this process is over, the ovules grow and becomes the seeds. We have the seed formation after this fertilization is over. Okay, I am going to visit them. Now these seeds produce the new plants. Okay, these seeds produce the plants. This was the pet of in case of flower plants. Now important thing we have to discuss is what are the different parts of a flower. We will discuss how parts of flower. Flower. You have to note down and you have to try, you have to draw, because it is in our, when we start drawing and we want to learn drawing, we first try to draw a flower. Okay, so here we have a good chance. It is the learning platform for us. Let us try to draw a flower, and in that flower what are the different parts. Let us see those parts also. Let us first of all, when you start drawing a flower, you have to start, you should start from the middle, so that you will come to know how out I have to. I have made, yes, you are right, it is the pistil. Okay, this pistil may be surrounded by the stamens. So these are, we have different types of stamens. So after that I will make a like this leaflet structure. You start drawing with me. When I am drawing it, you also try your best. So after this we have one more leaflet structure, that is green in color. Then we have structure like this. Then we have like this. Okay, let's see what are these different parts which I have drawn here. Okay, first, as I see here, the female part of the flower, this is called pistil. This is called pistil. Okay, is the pistil. Inside the pistil we have different parts. This part where the pollen grains will fall is called stigma. Then this stigma attached to the ovary by this structure, by a rod like structure, it's called style. Okay, style. Then we have the basement part of this. Inside this we have, it is called the ovary. This is the ovary. So overall we saw in the pistil we have three main parts: stigma, style and ovary. So as I said, pistil is also called carpel. Okay, carp or pistil. Let's come to male part, that is called stamen. This is the stamen. Very good. This is the stamen. In stamen, what we see, we have there anther, this lobe-like structure, it is called anther. Okay, then we have here this, the attaching part, that is called filament, filament, filament. So this anther and filament we have, which is attached to the base of this ovary. Okay, so all the pollens which are coming, that is the male gamete where we have inside it, that is coming from the anther only. Okay, the male gamete has to go from anther to the stigma, so that it will form a pollen sac. Finally it has to reach to the ovary where we have egg cell, where fertilization will take place. Okay, so let us see little bit deep what we have inside the ovary. For example, ovary, not carpel. If we try to draw the carpel, how it looks like, microscopic view of this carpel may be like this. Okay, I will try to draw it. Here we have small structures. This is the ovary. This is ovary, and inside ovary we have ovules. Okay, then this is style, as I discussed before. This is style. Then this is stigma. Very good. So this overall structure we call it as carpel, or we can call it as pistil. Students, I hope you understood. This is the female reproductive organ of the plant. Okay, female reproductive organ of plants. Sometimes may be asked to us also, we have to draw the female reproductive part of the plant. That is, if you draw this, we will get the full marks. Okay, with this is not finished. Let us see what is the male reproductive plant part of the plant. That is, we call stamen. Inside the stamen, what we have, actually the stamen is looking like this. It's a lobe-like structure, so that is attached. But let us see, when we dissect it, we will be having this like structure. Okay, this like structure we will be having, lobes will be there. Now what is this? We have small sacs like this. These are the pollen sacs here. Pollen sacs. Okay, why these pollen sacs are present? The outer structure, full lobe like structure, it is a bilobed structure having the two lobes, right and left lobe. This is called anther. This is anther. Then we have structure here, the filament. So this is overall called stamen. Okay, stamen, or we call it as totally, this is our male reproductive organ of plant. I hope my students are understanding the concept what I am discussing here. Let us little bit in detail we will see. In a bisexual flower, that is the flower which is having both the sexes present in such a flower which is having male and female parts in it present on the flower, is attached to this plant by a structure, as I discussed. We have not mentioned here. Actually we have just missed one thing. This is the carpel. C-A-R, no, this is not carpel, sorry to say. This we call it as, these are the petals, E-T-L, petal, and this is the sepal, S-E-P-L. what can be the, we know that now this carpel or pistil and stamen is having these are the man of the match in case of flower. Why? Because the male and female gamete is present on them. But what about these petals and sepals and petals? These are the accessory, or we can call them as these are the attachments of the flower, and they have a great role to play. For example, these sepals, you know, when the flower is in the bud structure, bud stage, that stage, in that stage, the sepal provides the full safety to the protection to the flower, because in the bud stage, if small worm is coming, that worm can destroy the flower. So in the it is not possible for the flower then to blossom. Okay, so at that time the sepals are very important. More than this, after the flower has been blossomed, that is, it is now, it is mature, that is it is now ready to produce the pollens. So after, in that stage also, the sepals will be, if you rose the flower, these sepals are almost green color, and when they are green in color means they have an important role to play for the flower. That is the process of photosynthesis. So they are helpful in photosynthesis in the late stage, but in the initial stage they give protection to the bud. Okay, flower bud. Then petals. What is the function of petals? These petals are also necessary part of the flower. These petals, what is their role? They are colorful. Why they are? You saw red in color, green flowers, violet flowers, and we have yellow flowers. Why flowers different colors are? Because in order to attract the pollinators, they help in attract. Okay, attraction of pollinators. What are pollinators? These pollinators are the agents, like insects we have here, insect pollinators, which help in the pollination. That is, which help because this anther cannot go directly and it will drop the pollens here itself. It cannot do it. It needs some external source, that is called the pollinator. Here we have the insects or worms, or sometimes you can see the birds also, they are helping in the pollination. In our higher class you will see what are the different agents of pollination and what is their role based on their way of pollination. Okay, so these overall these petals, they are helpful now in what? In pollination of the flower. That is the very important part, because if we don't have such an attraction for the insects, how they will be attracted to the flower? That is also a main question. We have to understand it by knowing this main part. So it is main function. Then one more thing we are here forgetting is, if carpel means, what is this? What is this part called? It is the pedicel. This thalamus, we call it as thalamus. This thalamus is also important, and this is the stalk. We call it as pedicel. Pedicel. So thalamus and stalk or pedicel, these are also the accessory parts of the flower, which are very helpful to it. The main parts of the flowers, as we discussed, are now sepals. Then we have petals. Then we have stamens. And we have carpels. So as I discussed, two people here, sepals, we have, these are sepals are usually green leaf-like parts of, and they form the outermost circle of the flower. The function of sepal is to protect at the initial stage, as I said, and in the later stage they help in. So they help in protection than in photosynthesis. Okay, then what are petals? These are the colorful part of the flower. Okay, they are usually colorful, and whose base lies inside the sepals. Function of petals is to attract the insects. Okay, to attract the insects for pollination. Okay, which are the these attract the insects for pollination and to protect the reproductive organs, since they lie in the form of, for example, inside in the center we have male and female parts, then it is covered by these petals. Then after that we have the outermost part, that is sepals. So you see, these are the sepals, these are the petals, and this is the androecium gynoecium. Okay, that male and female part. So these petals, they are important also for the production of these reproductive organs. Then stamen and carpel, they constitute the reproductive parts of the flower. Okay, so this is all about the different parts. Then we have the stamen is the these stamens, these are the male parts, the male reproductive parts of the organs of the plant. Flower usually has number of stamens in it. Mostly we can have more than one stamens present in a flower. Okay, each stamen is made up of two parts, as we discussed. That is the filament, the stalk of the filament, and just I will try to draw it again. Is a bilobed structure mostly we have here. So this is the filament, and we have anther. Inside the anther, what their pollen are inside. Okay, this is the top swollen part of the stamen. Okay, anther is the upper bilobed. This anther is the upper bilobed part. Each lobe contains two pollen sacs. If we see inside, we will be having a structure like this. This is one lobe here, and this is other lobe. Okay. Each lobe has two pollen sacs, one and two here also. Okay, so when it is having, it is two pollen sacs inside which have numerous pollens. We have lot of pollens inside this. Okay, each pollen sac we have lot of pollens inside it. So this is all about the structure of the stem. Then carpels, this carpel we call it as pistil also. As I discussed before, in carpel we have the man part. What? We have the man parts here. That is, it is mostly present in the center. This is present in the center of the flower, and it forms the female part of the plant. It is made up of three parts. That is the stigma, yes, style, and we have ovary. Style and ovary, these three all from the female part of the flower, that is called carpel. Okay, stigma is the terminal part of the carpel. Okay, it may be sticky. Stigma may be sticky. Sticky means it like it has some attraction and attachment, some fluid structure on it, because of which sticky, which may be sticky and help us in receiving the pollen grains. Why it is to be sticky? Because when the pollen grain will fall out, it has to remain on the surface till it is absorbed, till it forms a pollen sac. Okay, so from the anther during the pollination. Okay, then the style is the elongated part of the flower. This carpel, or we call it pedicel also. So which connects the stigma and the ovary. Then ovary is the swollen bottom part of the flower. So inside this, what we have ovules inside, and each ovule has an egg cell. Small ovules are there. So in each ovule we have egg cells. These are the female germ cells. The carpel of a flower is surrounded by a number of stamens. Mostly we can see. And as we discussed, what is a unisexual flower? The flower whose flowers contain either stamen or carpel, but not both. It is called a unisexual flower. So it should have stamen or carpel, but not both. So it is called a unisexual flower. The example for unisexual flower, as it is given in the book also, we have papaya and we have watermelon. These are the best examples of unisexual flower. What is bisexual flower? What is bisexual flower? The bisexual flowers are the flowers which contain both stem and carpel. For example, we have a lot of examples for it, like we have hibiscus, and we have mustard. Then you can collect yourself the examples which are in surroundings. Okay, rose is also there, and many more flowers are there which are around us, surrounding us, and we should know that they are all bisexual flowers. This was all about the This was all about the structure. That is, how does the we will continue this topic, that how sexual reproduction takes place in the case of flowers. Till now we have read up to the structure of the different parts of flower. So now from you, my students, from your side, I want from you that you have to draw a leaflet diagram of typical flower. And this is one what I want to prove to people. Then second thing I want to from you is list some. You have to list some 5 plants, each having unisexual flowers and bisexual flowers. So this is a small homework I have given to my students. So with this, and you have to read all the text. And third thing is read all the text including this topic from NCERT textbook. So these are the 3 tasks I have given to my students. So you have to do it, and then you have to send me in the WhatsApp group as we have created it. So with this we have finished our today's topic. Hope all of you enjoyed it, and I want some comments. Okay, if it was very nice class for us, so in the comment section or in the WhatsApp group you have to send me how it was. Thank you.